So, I know how this sounds. It sounds like a clickbait and like a copium. I mean, Lost Ark is obviously a pay-to-win game. Everybody knows this, right? Well, I say it's debatable. Technically, it is true, but there is more to it. What I mean to say is, this video has a point, I promise. Just stick with me for a while. I played LA when it arrived on Western market. Gameplay you see is new and generic, but you will see some of my older screenshots in the background. I sank approximately 500 hours in the game, and I had a good time. I stopped playing because I was done. I've seen most of horizontal content, and the vertical content ultimately brews down to elaborate dance choreography and punishing weekly activity. With a bunch of strangers, with a huge chance that you'll have one clueless guy and that he will ruin your day. Because advanced activities in this game, major bosses, raids, always have wiping mechanics. Which means one mistake and you're dead. Not just you, but your entire raid. And that is a problem. And it gets old really fast. So this was my first Korean style MMO game type. And it was a weird experience. I mean, this game is strange. I never seen anything like it. The game had numerous complex mechanics and interactions. Dozens of trader types. Weird limitations on every activity. For example, even mining and gathering was limited by daily energy. Your playing cards that you would gather had experience. You had several item types that were needed for gear upgrades. Not only that you needed to earn crystals and gold, you also needed to do other activities like fish. Also, the game has this weird ownership concept where you don't really play just your character, but you also play your roster. So, while you're earning upgrades to your character, you also are upgrading your entire squad. Which is great, but some earned resources can be shared and others cannot, and there was no logic in this. The game was designed to put these annoying little constraints on most of your activities. And if you were a busy bee and did your homework, it wasn't an issue, but if you were lazy and you really wanted to do something right now, you better pay up. The reason why I got into Lost Ark is simply because game mechanics. Gameplay loop was so good, and it was unlike other MMOs I have tried before that, and yes, this includes WoW. And I can already see ex-WoW players seething. Come on man, it wasn't that bad. No, really, it was. The game had a lot of good sides, but game mechanics wasn't one of them. And the proof is, nobody tried to copy it, ever. There are no action games in WoW style, because they would suck. So the game just played super smoothly. Powers made you feel powerful. Every skill was a new. Game had these intricate details of movement, avoiding, attacking, defending, and team play. It is, in my opinion, the best game of Diablo type to this day. Nothing comes even close, except PoE 2 maybe. If you haven't played it, try it. You have nothing to lose except time, and no, it won't siphon your money away if you have minimum self-control. And no, this video isn't sponsored. So, after some time with the game, when I saw that the game was good, I asked around on forums, Discord, hey guys, I like this game. I plan to sink in some money in it. What can I buy? And the answer was, well, mostly nothing. You can buy a ship skin, which is actually useful. some character skins would give you minimal bonuses, but everything else was pretty much granted by the game. Was optional or was just cosmetics. And now we come to this great dilemma. Is this game technically pay to win? I say not really, and here is my logic. Progress in this game and therefore difficulty is locked within these peculiar content brackets. For example, while you are in T1, you do things there, you play the game, and when you finally earn enough mets to progress into next tier, you get this huge buff in stats and you go into another new content bracket where you again need to progress exactly in the same manner as you previously did. The thing is, these content brackets are completely separate. Everything that you previously did becomes irrelevant. All mats that you have previously earned become useless. Content that is bracket above you is impossible to access, and that is below you is completely trivialized. For you, the game exists only in your current bracket. So all that money can do is push you forward into the content, which is stupid because you technically paid money to skip the game. Now, saying that, we must agree that people who pay money are generally stronger and better geared, and their chances to get picked into the raid parties are greater. Better gear makes encounters shorter, therefore it limits your ability to make mistakes. The longer that you are inside, the greater are the chances that you or someone else will screw up. But still, this game is not about the stats, but it's about the knowledge and the skill. I would say 90%. In fact, this was the main reason I stopped playing. The boss raids are incredibly well designed and incredibly intricate. They have multiple phases. You have to adopt certain roles where you watch and direct other people what to do. You must follow the patterns to identify the threat. Guides are like 20 minutes long. You are expected to know what to do in every second of every encounter. It is no joke. And then there is a wipe mechanics. Sometimes the people that screw up die, so that raid becomes progressively harder, and sometimes all of you die. And what do you think the chances are that you'll get one clueless player into your raid of 8 people? That's right, 100%. So generally what I'm trying to say is LA is a great game. It is the best title in the entire genre, in my opinion. You will sink in 250 to 500 hours easily, and your expenses will be minimal, unless you are a compulsive gambler and you cannot control your impulses. In that case, stay the hell away from this game. As I mentioned, forcing yourself to progress, besides being stupid, would be a serious money sink because it becomes progressively more difficult in the later stages. In the beginning, all you need is resources, but later on, you get an increased chance of the whole process to fail. Now, the LA item upgrading system may seem jarring or unfair, especially if you watch those upgrading videos of various streamers. Boy, those were fun. But I assure you, the other games have similar limitations on late game gear. As example, in Diablo 3, for a new player, every Echoing Fury mace was great. For an experienced adventurer, most of the maces that drop are trash. And for hardcore maniac that plays 24/7 and possibly RMTs, 99.9% of dropped maces are trash. The same is in this game. The difference is And this is a very devious change, if I may notice. In Lost Ark, you earn your materials through gameplay and use them for a chance of an upgrade. You do not merely play, you gamble in a way. So you see the issue. With other games, you must increase the gameplay time to earn more chances for gear. In Lost Ark, you can earn chances through gameplay as well, but you can also buy them on the market, which creates this insidious, enticing loop. Thing is, most of the people will see this as a scam or what it is. To buy mats for upgrades, which you get naturally anyways, and wasting them on slim chances of like 2% for an upgrade is just minimally different than dumping your cash directly into the toilet. So most of the people won't do it, but there are others, we call them whales, who will invest heavily into getting the shiniest gear possible. Oh, did I mention, the better your weapon is, it radiates this cool unique glow, promoting your success to everyone that you encounter. Those Koreans are smart people. To summarize, this is still a great game. I would say 90% skill based. Paying to win in this game is dumb, but people generally are dumb. It's just statistics. So, unless you are prone to gambling, it could be a fun experience. The issue is, some of you won't know it until they try. Thank you for your time and see you around.
I can't